Professor, when you look at the polls, first, do you trust them? Are they moving around because of this rather bizarre encounter? I know we have pictures of what happened yesterday between Boris Johnson and a UK reporter.
Well, I trust the polls insofar as they give you a fairly accurate snapshot. We all know that the polls haven't got everything absolutely perfectly right over the last few years in this country. What I'd say is the takeaway from the polls is that the Tories are ahead, but that the gap is narrowing. And we don't know how much more it will narrow between now and Thursday. And, of course, what we're not entirely certain about is turnout and who will vote. OK,
so the market is definitely pricing a Tory majority. Mm-hmm. Would you say it's a 30% chance that we get hung parliament, or could it be higher, or would you not make predictions because of what we've seen in the past?
I wouldn't like to predict. What I would say, though, is I think it is too soon to be certain what's going to happen, simply because, as you were just saying, the Tories are today having to fight on exactly the terrain they don't want to be fighting on, which is their record in government. And that's the thing they really wanted to avoid. They want to be saying, get Brexit done over and over again. And today, so far, they've not managed it because of what happened yesterday.
I was fascinated by William Hague writing, I thought, brilliantly in the Telegraph on the 3 ways you get to a hung parliament. Mm-hmm. It sounds not like a banana republic, but maybe sounds like a lot of other weaker parliamentary structures. Are we now beyond Labour Conservative to a new form of party system in the United Kingdom?
Well, we've been saying that since 2010. This is the death of the
two-party system.
But
now we're finally here.
Well, I'm not so sure we're finally there. I mean, remember, 2017 saw the 2 big parties get their highest vote share since 1970. They got 82% of the vote. What has been the story of this election? It has been of the smaller parties getting squeezed. So I wouldn't be at all surprised to see the 2 big parties getting an enormous vote share again this time. So this isn't a story of the 2-party system ending. It's a story of Britain being very, very divided to the point where it's hard to get the sort of clear majority we used to expect.
You're truly an expert on this. Do you buy the idea that we can have a tactical election and that I'll look on a cell phone and I'll figure out my district and what I need and who I need to vote for to get whatever the outcome is?
I absolutely believe we can. I just don't believe we will. Because in order to get that sort of election, you need voters to be both tactical and rational. Evidence suggests voters don't like voting tactically. People like voting for the party they like. They don't like voting against the party they dislike. Right. So even in 1997, which was the high point in recent years of tactical voting, because everyone wanted to get the Tories out, you're talking under 5%, OK? But when I say rational, what I mean is you not only need to say, OK, I'm going to vote against that candidate, you need to be aware enough of who's in second place to know who to vote for. And quite a lot of people who vote tactically can get it wrong.
Are people voting on Brexit, or is this a referendum on Jeremy Corbyn?
I'll tell you on Friday. In the sense that, in 2017...
Good. Your book, The Second Block.
In 2017, everyone thought it was a Brexit election. If you look into the data from that election, the single greatest driver of how people voted was social class, which is what we're used to. If you see that so-called Labour red wall of those northern and Midland seats falling to the Conservatives in this election, then you can conclude, yes, something weird's happening. It is not just about social class. Brexit is changing the way people see themselves politically.